Well, welcome to Botanical Medicine with Stephanie Georgioff and our weekly start to the week, Materia Medica Mondays. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with me. And as always, make sure to check out the links in the program notes. I have a special I'm running through the month of July, a mini course on everything you could possibly want to know about the number one killer in North America, heart disease. And it's a 5-part series that goes over everything you could possibly imagine, but also emphasizing, of course, the different plants that you can use to make sure that you're as healthy as possible. So check out the links in the program notes. Now, we are in this summer month of July, and the summer months are, in traditional Chinese medical theory, the season of the heart and small intestine. So we have been looking at all sorts of different herbs, and many more are available if you take the course. But we've been looking at certain herbs that help the heart and the cardiovascular system. And in Chinese medical theory, every organ system has a paired season, a taste, and it also has an emotion. And the emotion of this network of the heart is joy. And I think that's interesting. And so a lack of joy is very stressful to this system. And I think we could all realize that any type of sadness or depression is a lack of joy. So you want to make sure that there's a lot of joy in your life in order to make sure your heart is healthy. Now, something that's also very interesting, particularly in women, is that after a heart attack, if anybody's had heart attacks, it's a very sobering experience. And often people are a little depressed or quite depressed after a heart attack. And what science tells us is that if there is a depression after a heart attack and it's untreated, the second heart attack will be fatal. So the running theory in terms of protocol is to make sure with people who have had heart attacks is to screen them for depression, and if they are depressed, to either put them on some sort of antidepressant or get them into a talk therapy. And in my opinion, combination of both is very important. To make sure that their depression is dealt with and treated so that they don't die, which tends to, be the goal of most healthcare, is to prevent people from dying. So this very long preamble is why we're going to be talking about a plant, which is actually quite beautiful. And the common name for this plant is called Motherwort. Now, for those who are into names and linguistics, the word wort, W-O-R-T, is the Old English word for flower. So you'll see all sorts of names called, florts, like St. John's wort, and obviously Motherwort. And the Latin for this, which I find so interesting, is Leonoris cardiacea. Cardiacea. And cardiaca obviously has something to do with the heart, the cardiovascular system, and Leonoris is a lion. But this is a wonderful name for this, but it's an herbaceous perennial plant. in the mint family, and the mint family is Lamiaceae. And again, if you take the full living pharmacy course, you're going to learn everything you could possibly want to know about this family and how to apply it. But the key note of this family is that it's warm, and warmth has a lot to do with the health of the heart. Other common names of this motherwort are throwwort, lion's ear, and lion's tail. And so it's really fun that all of these different names for this beautiful plant. It's in the mint family. It's very ubiquitous throughout the world. It's very high in essential oils, and that's part of the hallmark of the mint family. It's very aromatic, and it's very warming. The structure of Leonoris is like most of the mint family. It has a squarish stem, and it's got little short hairs, and is often purplish, especially near the nodes, and it has opposing leaves with serrated margins, and it's got long petioles. It's a native of southwestern Europe and Central Asia, and it's now widely distributed all over the planet because it is really effective as a medicinal plant. And it blossoms in August, so summer. Now, the actions of motherwort, it's a nervine, which means it acts on the nervous system. It's a relaxing nervine. It also helps bring out the period, so you need to be careful. It's called an amenagogue. You need to be careful if you're pregnant. It's an antispasmodic. It's really good for the liver. It's a hepatic, but it also is very tonic to the heart. It's called a cardiotonic. It also helps lower blood pressure, and it is a diaphoretic, which means it helps you sweat. Now, motherwort is used for all sorts of gynecological issues, such as delayed or irregular menstruation. This is why it's contraindicated in pregnancy, but it's wonderful for postpartum. This period where you go through all this work and have a baby, but there's more things that come out after the baby is born. So this facilitates that. It's really important for treating people after they have heart attacks. It helps with the depression after a heart attack, but it also helps prevent them because it is tonifying the heart, and it also helps lower blood pressure. There's all kinds of wonderful things inside motherwort, flavonoids, iridoids, diterpenes, alkaloids, and those alkaloids are the things that act on the nervous system, and in the case of motherworts, it's relaxing. And it also has tannins. It also has a lot of volatile oils, and it's just a wonderful all-around herb. This is a wonderful way to take this is actually in terms of tea. It's also available in capsule form, in tinctures, and as an essential oil. The only thing is you should not take this if you're pregnant, and it's really good for up to a month. There's not a lot of data if you take it for longer than a month, but let's say you have a heart attack and you're wanting to heal from that, a month is a good amount of time to take this. The only downsides that are noted is sometimes it upsets the stomach or it creates diarrhea. So if you're wanting to take this herb, I always, most health food stores have samples, little samples where you can take a couple capsules and see what happens. It's not a good idea to take this if you get really sick after you take this sample. But a long term, if you want to take this long term, I suggest taking a break. Let's say you take it for a month, then stop taking it for maybe a week or 2 weeks, and then you can start it up again. If you find when you're taking a break, you feel fine, your blood pressure is good, all of those wonderful indicators, then you don't really need to take it. Now, the essential oil of Motherwort is wonderful in baths as well as massage oils, and specifically for new moms, and especially in the abdominal area. And it's really easy to grow. It's very easy to grow. So there's just no downside to this wonderful plant, and it definitely has an affinity for the heart. So I think it's a wonderful plant to add to your plethora of plants that help you in general. So if you really want to learn a lot more about how to prevent the #1 killer of people in North America, I highly recommend the mini course for cardiovascular health. It's part of the Living Pharmacy complete course. But sometimes people are like, no, I don't want to learn all of that. But gee, I really want to learn all about the heart. And so this is a way that you can do that. You can help your own heart. I talk a lot about nutrition and supplement in this mini course. There's all kinds of handouts that you can keep forever. And it's a series of 5 short videos, which will just open up your heart and mind to all the wonderful things that nature has to offer us in terms of heart health. So this is Stephanie Georgieff saying thank you so much for joining me for Materia Medica Mondays. And until our next episode, be well.